Lu7ky here, gonna create a brand new video for brand new players. Hopefully this will address some, maybe all of your concerns, and I'll address these concerns as they come to me in the game. So this is assuming that you have gotten into the game via a created account on your private server or official server, and are creating a new character and have never played RO before. So you're gonna click please create a character, and it's gonna come up with an option of Doram or human. And that Doram or human will choose your class if you choose a Doram, because it's only got one class right now. So Dorams are hard to learn at first. They have a good learning curve, so unless you've played these kind of games before and know what you're doing, I wouldn't recommend doing it right off the bat. I'm going to be creating an archer because they are very easy to level up, but I'm not going to do most of the leveling. It's mostly for the commands, your stats, how to move is actually one of them, because some people don't know how to move. I've played with some brand new players and they don't know how to move because they try to play it like a shooter or other game. So I'm going to start creating my character and talk as I go after I create my character and make a name. So as you can see, my character name was not taken, so I was able to create one. It didn't have any illegal characters like dashes and whatnot, so I was able to be created. If you have that problem and it says name is taken and it isn't actually, but it has an illegal character, it will still say name is taken. So you can delete your character at any point in time, but we're not going to do that right now. There's the play button right below. There's more characters on this server. You can have 15 plus 5, which is 20 to start with, and another 10 if you want to purchase the more characters via in-game currency or real currency, and then buying in-game currency with that. So right now I got a novice. It'll be in the starting area, which is custom for this server, and all my stats are 1 except for my HP, SP, and XP, which is 0. So as usual, there'll be the privacy policy in terms of service type of things on your server, and you can agree or refuse. If you refuse, well, you can't play. Sorry, that was my button for speaking on the mic. So I'll enjoy my time in NovaRo. Thank you is what they told me. This is basically a daily calendar that you'll have appear on NovaRo. It has a bunch of things you can get for for any character that you have. You can claim these once per person. It's the rule, 1 per person. Any more than that, getting caught will earn you a good ban. You can open it by typing @dailies into the chat box. We'll tell you about the chat box later. So I'm going to close it for now. Now, RO is basically a mouse-based and keyboard-based game, so WASD will not move you in here. You gotta click where you want to go. You try and click way off the edge or way to the side. As you'll see here, I'm trying to click all the way to the side. It won't move me. You gotta have a certain distance. There's a perfect distance which you can move, and it'll be the same for all characters. I'm gonna close this for now. So these are called warp portals. They basically move you to a new area. And most cities, most towns, most dungeons will have them to get to the next level, the previous level. So I'm going to enter it now and see what kind of tutorial we have to offer. So here we go. So here's basically an introduction here, and it asks me if I want to wake up to begin the tutorial or not. I'll do the tutorial just to show you what to do in our tutorial, but I'll be going to Creativa Academy, which is basically the official tutorial as well. So wake up, play tutorial, yes, okay. You can also use enter to skip through cutscenes and text like this. You don't have to read it, but it's some good flavor text most of the time. So you can either click close, or you can press enter, or you can do both to make it faster. So basically, if you don't get things to work right off the bat, you can try clicking anywhere, try moving, That often I don't know what proc means, but I think it's like a proximity shortcut slang. Basically it means to activate something via something else. So I'm going to ignore what she's saying because I already know how to play, but you can read it at your leisure. I'll try and go a little bit slow so you can try and read it if you're just watching it off my screen. Basically, she wants me to go to the chest. I click on it, it says I need to go closer, so I'll go closer. I got a dagger. Now, it'll tell you how to open it at some point. You talk to the mom. Oh, maybe she wants me to go to the closet first. So that was right there was basically telling you how to open your inventory. I should have left it open for you guys to see, but basically a lot of your commands will be Alt and a letter. So hold Alt and press E for your equipment. Now, to equip this, you can drag it onto your equipment menu, or you can double click it. So I'm going to show you what the equipment menu looks like with Alt and Q, just so that you can see how it's going on there and where it goes to. As you see, you have a head slot times 3. That means you can have upper headgear, mid headgear, and lower headgear, or a combination of upper mid lower, and upper mid lower as one piece of gear. Body, that's obviously your armor. Right hand is usually your weapon. Left hand is usually a shield. Some classes have another weapon. Robe is a garment. Shoes is footgear. And 2 accessories, left and right, but these are backwards. Imagine your character's point of view. So, from my character's point of view, his left hand is technically here. So this is your left accessory, while this is your right accessory. So I'm going to equip these now with double click, or by dragging them on. So now that I've completed my objective, what do I do now? Well, I go back to the NPC, non-player character, that created my quest, or is the next step in my quest. So, she's congratulating me, and she's telling me to follow her for some potions. Remember, if you always get stuck to actually read your non-player character chats, they often do help, despite some extra flavor text. Sometimes it's really long, sometimes it's really short and simple and sweet. So I'll click this potion crate, and I'll go slow this time and show you how to put a potion or item or skill on your Hotkey Bar. Basically it starts off something looking like this one bar. You can expand it by clicking the down arrow or by hitting F12. You can also close it completely, as you can see there. So it's telling me to left click and drag it up there to my inventory. I'll open my inventory and put my items up there. Novice potion, I like to have that somewhere where it's handy. Any potions you can have on a handy key. Flywing, which is teleport, I put it on my handy keys. So basically, if you don't understand what an item does, you can always right click it. And in blue text it often tells you what it does, if it's a usable item. But it also gives you some flavor text. So, the novice flywing is instant teleport, weight 0. Your weight is up here, on my left, my mouse clicker, and there is weight 0 of 230. At a certain point, you will become too overweight and unable to do anything, except for using your storage, which is good because you can put your stuff in your storage and become unoverweight. And the novice potion restores a little HP, health points. SP is skill point or something like that. It's Korean, it's kind of translated into skill point. So that's up here. I also got this adventure handbook. This is a custom item. Use your keyboard arrows to turn the pages. So auto read, or I can double click it. Any item in your I tab can be double clicked. So these are basic commands here. As I mentioned, Alt E for inventory, Alt Q for equipment. So it's telling me Alt-A is my status window. Let's try opening that. And look at here. I have 48 status points. So I want some Dexterity. Dexterity will be abbreviated as Dex. It has range physical attack accuracy, accuracy, casting time, and magic attack. It reduces the magic casting time and adds the rest in certain quantities depending on what stat you use. As you can see, Int or Intelligence also adds magic attack, reduces casting time, and adds magic defense. So just hover over those at any point in time to see what they do. So I see I have 1 Dexterity here, and it says 2. What is this 2? Well, I click here, it subtracted 2 from my 48. That is 46 now. This number will go up as you put more status points into it, but it will take this number on the right always from your status points. So I keep adding and adding and adding. I want about 20. Oh, look, at 10 it went up to 3. I believe that every 10 it goes up 1 for a certain amount of points, and then it starts getting higher and higher after other points. So I'll keep this to 20, because that's what the Rangers need for range attack, and also accuracy. It also adds a bit of basic attack, but very little. I can close it with Alt-A, or click this button here, where it says Alt-A on the X. It's a tiny little X. So I'll close that. And skills I will show you in a second. Alt-S and Alt-U. If I open that now, I believe it'll have a quest for me. No, it doesn't. But that's because this is a custom quest. I could ask them to put that in as a suggestion via the forums. I'm not sure it'll be possible because certain quests are basically official and it might be hard to code for them. So I'll go to the portal, because there's nothing else to do up there other than look for stuff. You can look for stuff like this hat here. There are some hidden things sometimes. Not everything is obvious, but some things are, like these arrows here showing me where to go. You don't have to step exactly on them, but sometimes it's recommended as there are traps in certain floors, like on the Alkalite test and other tests for official stuff. So I'll speak to Mom here, as that's my objective, and she's giving me some flavor text and wants me to go to the basement. So I go down to the basement. Now see this red thing here? Stone Curse. That's progression based. This is what they do to help you not attack without knowing what to do on this unofficial tutorial. But that is your buff and debuff icons. Red's usually debuff, and it'll be up and down this right side of your screen, and it'll keep going up and down until you get up to, I've had 4 lines of buffs, I've seen 4 lines of buffs at one point on one person. So to attack, it told me you can use /NC on the chat. Oh, sorry, enter to chat, by the way. Hit enter to open this chat, enter to close it or send. So I don't want that on because I'm going to show you how to attack without it. You can click and hold. One click does one attack. Click and hold will keep attacking as long as you hold it. It's a little more efficient because you can stop at any point in time. You can pick up these items by clicking on them. Some servers have an auto loot command. I'm going to turn that on. This auto loot command, like other commands, is found in your Adventurer's Handbook. So what are these up here's? Well, I'm going to get one more monster killed, because I know that that's what I need to get a few more monsters killed. Sorry, I thought it would take one. So my job level is now 10, and it has a blank here. That means it cannot go any further. Since it's a visual bug, and it will say you can't go any further while you can. But this one down here is your jobs or skills, basic skill. It goes up to level 9, and it just has a good description of it. If you don't see the description, you can click View Skill Info. As you can see, without it on, it does not show. with a minimize here, it will show very basic, as you've probably seen in certain other servers, like the IRO server, which is an unofficial server. So I just keep clicking this. It says +1, +2, and I keep clicking it as fast as I want, and then hit apply, because that's the only skill I can get right now, because it was outlined in blue. This miscellaneous is new. It has N. It has a swap gear command, or skill. It's a custom skill, and it allows me to swap from one set of gear to the other, which I'll show later. These other skills are unobtainable right now. They are from finishing a quest, as you can see here. And this one's for novice only. Although you can keep it, because once you level up your job into a new class, you will obtain a new tab, and keep these original ones here. So, I also have an up here. I click that, or I press Alt-A, which is the status points, and I'll put more points into what I want. And my objective right now is to kill all of the little vermin in the basement. That little sound that you heard, and that little flash of sprite, which is basically a little angel, means that I have leveled up. Oh, I have an Agi up buff, increased agility. Here it has a description if you hover over it, as does the debuff. The debuffs don't usually tell you what they do, but you can find it out from a wiki or other sources. So I want to put all my status points in before I go up the stairs, because that's also part of my objective. As you can see, the ends here mean I have new stuff in skill tree. It just doesn't go away until you hit it again. New stuff in my inventory, which is all the carrots, feathers, clovers, and fluff. Anything in the M tab is not clickable. You can't double click and use it, but it has other uses like for quests and things. As you can see, the carrots are usable though, because they recover HP. They're an HP recovery item. And this one here is their status. I don't want to put more into these points because I want to get everything to 10s, multiples of 10 first, as it will give me a bonus at 10. There's also equipment, skill tree, party. You can have a new pot. You can have a party. Guilds. You can have guilds, and so on and so on. You can hover over these and read about them anywhere on your wiki, or I'll tell you about some of them in this guide. So I'm going to go through the portal as it's telling me to do. And back to Mom. I'm going to close this inventory so it's out of my way. So some things will force you to move, and some things will force you to stay put. Like this here, I cannot move. I can turn. Oh yes, emoticons. I'll tell you about that while she's talking. Alt-M. Sorry, I can't have typing open and also hit the key for mic at the same time, but basically you have a view button there to select the ones you want, and then you can click on it and it'll change whatever you had clicked to that one. You can also type slash and a partial word to get something, like /OMG for oh my god emoji, and stuff like that. So it is telling me I can sit here by typing /sit. There's also in your adventure handbook, insert is your other button for sit. You can use that to sit, stand, and so on. But my objective was to stand and to follow the arrows back into the basement. And now I want to go over here to the weapon manual. These are both the same thing, but if you click one, it tells you you have weapons to choose from. And also, it has details. So I want to be an archer, for example. I click the archer, it'll give me a bow. Basic archer's bow. Now, I'm not really an archer. This is just while I have the equipped bow, archer's bow. As you can see now I am novice again. The archer's bow has the ability to use archer's skills, ally, double strafe, and improve concentration. It has attack power, no weight, level 1, that goes up to 4, and it is required for level 1 to be used, and it can only be used by novice. And it gives 100 SP. You always right click your archer's bow, your main gouge, anything like that to see what it is usable by, what level it is, and its weight and attack and class. So I'm going to put that bow back on. I should have some arrows. To equip an arrow, you can double click it. No, sorry, can't double click it. You can put it in a button, a hotkey, or you can drag it into your middle here on top of your character. So now I'm equipped with arrows, as you can see by my buff here, training arrow. So I will close these to get out of the way. I'll go Alt S to see my skills, and there's a description of each skill here. Passive means it is effective at any point in time just by having. Passive, and supportive. Supportives are usually buffs. It usually requires other skills to get to it. And when it has these red numbers on it, it requires red outlines and numbers. It requires that many of that skill. Sometimes it requires previous skills, like basic skill or skills from a different tree. So I put the ones I want up on my skill bar, and offensive means it's used for attack. These are also quest skills. I can get them from an NPC or non-player character. So I'll try using my supportive skill. It has no cast time, but some of them do, so be wary. You may want to reduce your cast time with cast time items. And double strafe also has no cast time. I press F1, which it's set to, or double click it from the skill menu, which is very inefficient, so put it on your hotkey bar. And I click where I want to use it on any target. And there's my skill. I can also click and attack with the bow, same way I did before with the main gouge. So my SP gets used up when I use a skill. If you hover over it, it says I can use double strafe for 12 and attention concentrate for 25. Some skills will cost more SP, some skills will cost much less. So now that I've decided what I want it to be, I'll go to Mom. Mom is talking to the cat, but I can interrupt her and she asks if I have decided on the bow. I have. But I can change my class at any point in time. If I decide not to be an archer, I can change my class as a job master by taking off the bow first. So walking out of the house brings me to the city of Prontera. Some servers may have different services as cities to start with. Some may have their custom cities. The arrows told me to walk up to this channel control NPC, a custom NPC in NovaRo. He gives me some flavor text and explains how the channels work. He also explains that there are different channels different functions such as support and other languages. I don't want any other languages, but you can tell me change it and put them on and off if I want. There are also other ways to do this in your Adventurer's Handbook. So it also gives me the rule: Prontera and Main are English-only zones. You may have different rules in your own server. So I don't want any language channels on. BG announcements I want off. So he tells me they're on. Do I want to disable it? Yes. PvP, same thing. And then there are other channels here I can turn on and off. and then there's the language channels at the top. It branches into another menu. You can always enter a conversation, click cancel, or hit OK to go into another menu. So we'll ignore all this here. This is our chat box. It will have all the channels here, and such as trade and stuff. Ooh, I actually do want trade off because that's kind of noisy in terms of it's spammed a lot. Okay, so that's good. We'll go up here into the main office, which is what our arrows are telling us. And wants us to talk to the job master here. We're not going to do that quite yet, because I want to show you the official tutorials in case you want to use them. Or a fraction of that. I can't do it all because I am above a certain level. So we have the command for @go, or I can use an NPC to teleport me there, like the Capra, but that costs money. So @go will tell me I have all of these numbers to choose from by putting in the parameters of city name or city number after my @go. So the one I want to go to is Islud. Islud is number 5, so I will @go with the space 5. And of course hit enter. So the spawn points for cities are always going to be the same as with dungeons. So I want to go up towards these NPCs here. This is a quest here I can do for more levels. I'll do that now since it's very simple and doesn't affect my progress of what I want to show. So she will tell you what to do. You can listen to her or not listen to her, and that won't help you get progress. Sometimes it's not always the first option, so don't enter spam some NPCs. So what would I like to know? I'd like to do some experience training. I know about the rest. Or I can tell you about it in a minute. So she wants me to buy 1 red potion and bring it back. Should you want me to go into the shop, we have some custom NPCs that make it faster. So I will do it because it's not too tedious for me. Now I can tell you about shops. So anyone that can open a shop will have a menu and is clickable like an NPC. NPCs have the blue text under them telling you their name or function, while players have white text under their name telling you that they are players, what their name is, their party name, their title, and their guild and guild title. So the tool dealer is what I want here. I'll talk to him. I can buy a red potion. I click on it and drag and put it into buying items. Sorry about that. It will tell you how many you want to buy. You tell them how many you want to buy. You can buy 100, you can buy 1,000, you can buy 10,000. I think the limit is 10,000 for any item. But some of the items will have weight, like this red potion here. 7 weight restores about 45 HP. That isn't really true. It's dependent on certain things like your bit, which bit will explain that it helps with HP recovery items. So I talked to her. Oh, she gave me some fly wings, and for the red potion, she gave me some experience as well. As you can see, I leveled up. I can talk to her again and do another quest if she has it, because she has quest above her head. I'll do a new quest, which is to sell items. She sells, gives me a poor can to sell. Now when you sell items, talk to the NPC and click sell. So there's a button here, toggle item amount. If I don't have that clicked and I double click an item like grape, it will never go in. For a can, same thing, even though there's only one. Basically what it does is makes it so that I can't sell all of the same item if I don't want to. Click toggle item amount, I can double click the grape or red potion or pour can. It'll put it right in this sell box. tells me how much total zenny I'm getting, and I click sell when I'm done. I don't really want the bananas either because I can buy this from NPC, as with the apples. The fluff and clover aren't. Clover is useful to me, fluff is not. Feathers, not useful to me. Carrots, same thing. Adventurer's Handbook, once you sell that, you never get it back. So I got an achievement. That's what this Rich King one is up here. And if you click achievements or Alt X, there's a bunch of achievements in here. You can click on these and it will tell you what you have to get for achievements. It'll also tell you what ones are unclaimed. You can go back to overview, click on whatever one you want, and see what ones are unclaimed. Anything with a treasure box has reward, such as a title or sometimes items. So I'm going to go up, and she's all done. I have sold that pork can, so I can talk to her, and she gives me some more items. Now this butterfly wing teleports instantly to a character's save point. The save point is whatever city you choose to save in by talking to a Kafra, Zonda employee, or anyone that can save you. So, anything else? There's a lot. What would I like to know? Well, shop types I just learned about. Well, told you about. I already knew about them. Currency types. There are zenny, silver-rhyme fruits, splendid coins, for example. These are just examples. They aren't all of them, but each one has its own function. Nova shop. That is the equivalent of the cash shop. It is in the top right corner here, and you can open it up for a lot of goodies, and it tells you the cost in Nova points. You can purchase Nova points from the cash shop, or donating on the main site, or from other players, or you get these Nova point vouchers and consume it by double clicking it, and it gives you that many points, which is always 1,000 for us. And it also costs 1,000, so if you don't like it, you can put it back into a Nova point voucher and sell it or trade it to another person or another account of yours. So she still says quest. There's not much else I can do with her, so we'll skip it for now. Oh, I also forgot to put my stat points in. Now I want some other stat points, so I can put some in whatever I want by clicking it, or I can type it in the chat box here as a command, also again in Adventurer's Handbook. The command was slash, I believe that's a /, the one that's by the question mark, the abbreviation for your stat, a plus, a space, and the amount you want to put in. Put in as much as you can up to what you put in. Now normally there's a quest with this man. Basically has you run around the town, or he gives you an apple. You eat the apple, you talk to him, he gives you apple juice or something along those lines, and you talk to him again and he gives you more experience. It can be done as a certain level novice. I can't do it now. After him, information staff unlocks for another quest. You can walk around town and find these little signs and come back to him within a certain amount of time and he will give you more experience. Now there's some useful NPCs like healers, and this one here, the increased Agi Akko. Akko is short for Acolyte, Agi is short for Agility. So she increases my agility and she's an Acolyte. I talk to her and she gives increased Agi on me if I ask. Now I can move faster. I also have points to my Agi. So in the Creator Academy in Islud, you can talk to this lady at the front and register. You can also have an explanation about it and locate trainers. So I got 300 novice potions just for registering, the same ones as what I had before, so it stacks on top. And I can talk to people in the building now. The one I want to talk to first is going to be the therapist in the left room. He has some quests for me. I can learn the first aid skill. And he tells me about it, and I instantly learn it. It's also a skill that I can put on my top left, or my hotkeys. So, my skills, I can see now I have first aid. No cast time gives me some HP for SP. He also has another quest. Some NPCs will have multiple quests, so make sure you check everything on them. He has a red herb quest, which I can go outside and collect a red herb. Now plants and plant type monsters have 1 damage per hit. Take 1 damage per hit, no matter what. So, if I try and attack this plant, which I can't because it's part of an NPC quest, but if I were to attack it, it would take 1 damage every hit. This lady stole it. I can talk to her, and I'm just going to enter spam because I already know what she says, but she will give me the red herb back to go finish that quest. That NPC also has a quest here. I can talk to him. Basically, he tells me to hold my breath for 30 seconds. Some quests are like this. They are actually puzzles. So, if I hold my breath for 30 seconds, it just means don't talk to him for 30 seconds. Oh, 20 seconds, I apologize. So I wait for that. While I wait for that, I'm gonna go do other quests, because I can actually talk to others while I'm waiting for that 20 seconds to be up. So I talked to him about the red herb quests again. He tells me some things about red herbs, and gives me some items, and some more levels. So I go to other rooms and talk to other NPCs, but as you can see here, these signposts tell me what they do. Oh, Stranger can't click them, but I click the other ones. Oh, I can't click those either. They're just NPCs you can't talk to. In the armory, I can test my damage, but there are ways to do that. This NPC here tells me about attributes such as fire and earth, water, wind, and even holy, shadow, undead, poison, ghost, neutral. It tells me about how they can affect others. There are ways that I can learn about this from other sources, but if you want to learn them, talk to him. As you can see, this one here is level 10 fire. This one is level 10 neutral. So if I had fire, it would not affect this fire very much, but water would affect it. And there are other harmonies that he tells you about. This adept adventurer, I'm going to talk to him so I can learn about what he learns. And basically it's a pet that I can get from his quest. I talked to him once, he gives me a quest, I'm going to ask to be sent now. They look like monsters, but these ones are part of the quest. Sometimes they will do that. These ones here actually are monsters, so you can see they got a grayish, reddish, sometimes text under their name, while the NPCs will have blue. Always blue. So I'm just going to enter spam because I know what he wants. He wants me to talk to the pouring. And he wants me to talk to the Giza, which is his name for the old guy. So I asked to help him. He says, can you help me tame some pourings? So I'll use my quests. As you can see now I have quests. Listen to the pouring at the Creator Academy Garden. That's the Hold the Breath quest. So he's going to give me some unripe apples. There's a quick explanation on how to do some taming of animals. So I'm going to use these little unripe apples. They are little pouring's favorite apple. And it's a taming item. So what I can do is I can double click it or put it on a hotkey, and with that use it on an item, on a monster. So I wait until this, I can wait forever, this will never ever do anything, but it says click. I click it, and I succeeded taming a little pouring. Got a little pouring egg. And of course an achievement. So now that I'm done, I'm going to turn to the person that wanted me to talk to for the first part of the quest. I show him an egg. He wants me to talk to the old man. I have succeeded in taming. And I keep talking back and forth because that's what they want me to do. If you actually had read the dialogue. Now I get a pet incubator. It is used to hatch cute monster eggs. I got some food apple juice as well for them. So I double click the incubator, click the pouring egg, click OK. And now I have a pet novice pouring. If I right click him, I can check his status. If I click feed without any food, it will actually tell me what food he needs. I can make him do a performance. I can unequip his accessory and return him to an egg. For now I'm going to check his status. He is shy. He's stuffed on hunger. You don't want to feed them at certain points because it will make them too full, or at a certain level and make it so that they actually lose intimacy, which is what this bar and intimacy is. Intimacy is how much they like you, and it also will affect the certain pets. I give him a command, I can modify his name, and I can start automatic feeding, which I will check box. So I'll get out of here. I got some levels. I'll put my stat points in, and this man here will take me out. Or tell me about pets. Sorry. To get out, I can just walk through the portal. Now, the important part about the Creator Academy is to teach you about classes. As you can see, there's... Sorry, I'm hard reading this here. This is the library. If I go through here, this is part of the official quest to do the Creator Academy quest. But instead we have these NPCs here for making items. As you can see, you talk to them. They have a lot of things, but you can ask what they want. I'm interested in the caps. I say the angel scroll cap, so he tells me about it, and I can click on these items, these blue links, like as if they were an internet link. So basically, these are items needed to create hats. Sometimes it will create the hat instantly, sometimes it will take you to another part of the quest, asking for more items, but this is one of the items I can get. Now, I don't want it right now, so never mind, and walk away. But that is an example of a quest. These getting items are called essentially fetch quests, while there are kill quests, and the things like that. So I'm going to go upstairs to show you all of the other classes that are basic classes you can advance to from a novice. Well, I won't show you all, but there are some more up here. There's these swordsmen, and there's a lounge. That's not a class, but Taekwon, Gunslinger, and it keeps going down this hallway. So if you want to learn about classes, you can go in there, even test their skills if you aren't doing the tutorial. And so I'm all done in here. So now I can go talk to the job master or do an official quest for leveling up my character into a new job. Also, I learned the play dead skill. It's kind of fun. Now I have it set up so that you can do bing bing and bang bang, which are commands learned in your Adventurer's Handbook, by pressing buttons. So it basically makes you spin. There's also commands to turn your head left and right, and there's all the emoticons. So to get up, I just have to use the play dead skill again, and go talk to the job master. So I haven't memorized, but remember you can use your @ghost to find out where these places are. This one is the main office. So talk to the job master, and he asks if I want to become an archer. They have the archer's bow. I tell him no, I'd rather choose a different job just to see what he's got. And here are all the jobs you can choose from. There's also even Baby Novice, allows you to become a baby. But you have to start from Novice level 1 with one job and level up a bit anywhere else, usually against weak monsters, and level from there to become a regular, a baby of one of these classes of your choice once you talk to him again. Basically, it's a reset, and then an upgrade, and then more upgrades later on. So I want to become the archer anyway, so I'll talk to him about the archer, and I can become an archer. This is now a full-fledged archer, not the fake one. I still have my attention concentrate because I have the item, the bow. But if I put on an novice composite bow, it should go away. Oh, maybe that's a bug, I'll tell him about that. Freedom experience. This character bound, that means it cannot be traded to other characters. And as you can see in trade restrictions, it does tell you what you cannot do with it. Most items will have these, if they are untradeable or unsellable, etc. So I'll put that on. I want it kind of cute, so I'll put the Creator Academy hat on. Novice card cannot be worn by anything but Novice, but it's a shield. It will go in the right hand slot. Also, there's these other equipments too. I'll worry about my Novice only. So, with that, I'll show you some custom NPCs in the basement. So on the left here, we'll start with the branch manager. He gives you an explanation of what he does. He allows you to enter the dead branch room, which you can use to break branches and summon random monsters, as what happens in the anime. There's also a training chamber for testing certain builds and stuff, or you can attack one of these dummies here at any point in time, as these players are doing. These NPCs here will give you a clan, very useful for starting off as a new character, because they give you stat points, SP, and HP. The Crossbow clan is most useful for me, because I already know what I'm choosing, but I can choose introduce clan and get some information. But instead I'm going to join. Now it tells me to enter my name, but I can enter anything really. There's also a history of how to do it, or how you will be kicked from it after 2 weeks if you aren't using it, your character. So I didn't have to enter my real name, but I did anyway just for the fun of it. Now there's 4 NPCs here. Platinum skill NPC will give me the skills right here, these quest skills. Sometimes you don't have them automatically, either something happens or you changed your job and you didn't get them, well, you can talk to him. This Knight's Bearer shield, well, that's something you'll learn about later, but it's basically changes shields into other shields, for Cursed Shield and Purified Knight Shield and other forms. The important ones are the Reset Man. Reset Man can give you a reset to your skills once you have his explanation done for either 5,000 Zenny or 5,000 Zenny for stats only reset, or you can reset both for 9,000 discount. So I don't want to reset them now, but this is how you would do it. And the build manager can change your status build or skill build to a saved build. You'll use this at level 175 or higher, but is very useful for quickly changing builds on the fly. Capris. They often can save you in a place so you can return to it at any point in time. But this one can't, because you can't save down here. It's just a location for using your storage, renting a pushcart, if you're the right class, identifying items and other stuff. Storage NPC here, that's just the other storages that we have in our game. Oh, you can reorder them, I didn't know that. Well, if you go down and read, you can actually find new things. So, I will now go to a dungeon. Well, actually, I'll explain some more NPCs first. but I'll go to a dungeon and I will fight some monsters for you after this, in order to show you how to level up a new job. So, there's Speedy Gonzalez, there's some firearm custom NPCs here. Basically, these NPCs will sell you arrows. I want some arrows. I can buy it in an arrow, or I can buy it in quiver form. I want fire ones because fire is good for your first leveling. Now quivers you actually have to open. They're not like your other arrows where you just click them automatically. You just double click on it and it will open, or you can put it on a hotkey bar. So fire is good versus undead, earth, and other monsters. I forget which ones, but I think it's undead and earth really, but yeah. And there's some usable items here like create your academy coupon. It says can't trade with other accounts, but that's useless since we have our own stylist. Stylist package, I can use it right now. But when I open it, I get buffs, among other items, of scrolls. And this one here cannot be used until level 50. So I'll go upstairs and check some other NPCs out for you. But first I will use the halter quest, halter lead. It's basically an item that you can use in order to mount up any class. And you can use that for a limited time, or you can buy a permanent one or a rental one. So in here, there's a Master of Coin. You can use your weekly coins and gold coins earned from dailies or weekly quests to buy things. It will tell you the cost in weekly coins or the cost in gold coins. You can always drag them over, but you can only buy one at a time. If you don't have enough to buy something, it will tell you in your chat menu, chat box. You do not have enough materials for the exchange, for example. Now this coin exchanger can exchange your gold coins into Nova points, which is the cash currency. So you don't ever have to buy them unless you want to donate. It also has another function now, premium ore coins. Changes them into premium ores. There's a potion dealer down here for special potions. It doesn't have any discounts, but you can have discounts with certain classes like the merchant and the shadow chaser, or rogue, sorry. Rogue or stalker. There's a tool dealer down here with the basic tools. Item crusher, recycle crusher, Ben recycle is almost the same thing, but you put certain items into ores, rough ores. Blank card exchanger, exchange blank cards for items, and the wise old lady is a card remover. She can remove your cards and keep your items and your cards safe at the same time, but she has a fee. On the third floor, these are basically costume painting costumes, awakening costumes, and the archaeologist. The headgear specialist can do multiple functions. The costume specialist here can change a hat's color. You can also basically make any item into a costume with this NPC down here. She will make your hat into a costume, any kind of hat. Basically that goes into your costume slot. It will not have any stats despite what it says, unless it is a shadow gear. And garments can go in here too, and they will have an appearance on you like this hat. And you can also change this change position means change it from a medium to a middle to lower, or lower to mid. The stylist here will allow you to change your color of your outfit. your color of your hair, and your style of your hair. This is all free. The outfit style, however, is not. Sorry, the cloth pattern is not. Well, he can give you an alternate what I'm trying to say here is he can give you an alternate style to your character. So you can be looking like an archer when, well, not an archer, but a hunter when you are a ranger, a sniper when you're a ranger, etc. And you can get the alternate outfits there. Now you can get event tickets too and exchange them like a normal currency. This is the price in event tickets. I'll go to the next floor and show you some more NPCs. Oops, it's down. That's also down. So these NPCs up here are mostly for just story. They don't have any function except for some of them have things like quests to find more equipment that you can wear as a costume. Costumes can also be non-equipment costumes, which will have no effect, and will say they have no effect, and they just go straight to your costumes. They don't have any way to get an equipment that has effect. Oh wow, it got busy out here. These are chat rooms. Chat rooms can allow you to open a room in which people can enter or not enter via password. So, as you can see, I can speak in my chat room to other players in the chat room, and they can speak to me. You can see who's in the chat room. You can talk to just the chat room. You can talk to people outside. It depends on how you work your way around it. Certain spots cannot have chat rooms because it would be too cluttered, and the spot has been removed from chat rooms and vending. So, we will learn about trading on another day, but there is a market. In here, merchants, among other classes, can buy items, or merchants only can sell. I think maybe super novices as well. To open a chat vend, you just have to click on it once, and it's like a normal shop, but it's only buy or only sell. This bag is a sell shop, and we will find a sell shop for you, or buy shop, sorry. Basically, buy shops are ways to make money for yourself by selling your unused items, there we go, to the player. You can buy any of these in this quantity, and this is how much Zenny he has to buy with. Sometimes it goes lower than these prices here, but I'll tell you about the commands on how to find these automatically. With the new client, we can also open up shops anywhere in the town or in here. Add WS or usage, add who sells, then your refine, then your name, then or card ID, or with cards, IDs, item price. You don't have to learn all that, but basically you can just find out who buys and who sells items that way. Who sells one command, who buys is another. You can learn that in your adventure handbook. Oh, also you cannot use some items sitting down. Just stand up to use them and then sit down again. Sorry, I apologize, my double click doesn't work all the time. So we've learned about all A for status, Alt S for skills, Alt E for inventory, Alt Q for equipment, Alt U for quests. Control B we have not learned about. Control can also open up commands like Control A for your Rodex, which is your mail. Control B for your bank, and Control C and stuff are still copy and paste. Control C, X, and B, copy, paste, and cut. F12 is your hotkey bar. Insert or sit is /sit is to sit. Auto loot I type beginning, which is the auto loot command. It doesn't make so that you don't drop items when you kill a monster, it just puts them right in your inventory if you have room. Add help or add commands will basically display something along the lines of this, but for commands. Now your camera, I didn't explain that, but I'll explain it now. You can turn your camera by holding the right click. You can zoom your camera by using the middle mouse wheel, up and down. You can hold shift and right click for changing the tilt, and shift and the middle click, no, control and right click, no, control and right click does multiple functions at once. You can reset by double right clicking, double shift right clicking, etc. Now use our arrows to turn the page. At go we've learned about. At return will turn you to the save point like an at go would. At commands we just learned about. At events will show when an event is starting based on server time. Well, based on your time anyway. Server time is at time and will show you the server time. But these show how much longer it is till the next event. You can keep typing it and it will refresh. It goes up to 2 seconds. You can find at cooldown for your instances, or at CD. It'll also tell you what ones are not available based on your level or completion of other quests. Those are instances. Basically it is a dungeon, basically it is a mission as well, where you go through it and complete the exact same thing every time, but you gain loots that are special to that instance. There are also other commands here that you can learn about on your own. At who drops item, at where is monster, at mob info, or MI for monster, at item info for items, and so on. At refresh, I have it automatically set to a key. Will refresh your screen if there is a problem, such as you are not where it says you are. At no KS is important for new players. It protects your kills from being stolen. It's not perfect. It never will be, because certain things are just out of control, and it cannot be perfect. Otherwise, you could just hoard a whole bunch of monsters and never ever let anybody kill it as long as you're dodging them. At battle stats, or at BS, will show you information about your stealth and your character. Eden quests for quests of Eden. Group dailies we've learned about. Navi is very important, or you can use Alt N and type in your name of the map with the coordination X and Y, which is up here, X, Y. It will tell you how to get to a certain spot. At time I've told you about, it will tell you the time of day on the server. Dailies were set at midnight on the server, for example, not on your own time. Party, you can make your own party with a party name. Certain characters are not used, like dashes again. Party info will show information about your party. Show buffs will show the buffs on your party via some little icons on the party name. You can change auto loot to certain percentages. At no drop makes it so you can't drop your equipment on the floor. You can turn it off. No pickup basically makes it so you can't pick up an item that you've dropped on the floor, somebody else has dropped on the floor, so you can avoid that if you're in an area with a whole bunch of items on the floor that you don't want. Again, it can be turned off, as can any command. can lose certain things in addition to your percentage, and certain types as well. You can learn about this via other players or your adventure handbook if you can understand what it's saying. Vending commands. I've told you about who sells it. Who buys is the same, but for buying stores. You can learn about these again here or from other players. I won't go into too much detail because it'll make the video too long. As with PvP commands, you can learn about that, mostly through PvP. PvP again, continued. You can make duels with other players. Monculus, I'll teach you about that in another video. Chat commands, basically you can make those that not able to hear you, or be heard by you. You can join and leave channels without that NPC. Miscellaneous commands. Rodex is your mail. Navi stops your navigation. Most of it's self-explanatory. No snow only works in snow-affected towns or during Christmas. So let's go kill some monsters and find out what death and stuff looks like. So there is an NPC healer here. You can always heal back when you get back to your towns. There's a warper to go to dungeons and stuff. You may question, where do you want to go? Now, Eden will also have quests for you that basically are suited to your level. We'll go to Eden now. It's not on here because it's a special place, but there is a warper for Eden in the main office. Or you can use Echo Eden. That's the NPC there. She wants me to, I can change my XP rates or go to the Eden group. Now once you're in Eden, Lime Evanor is the NPC you want to talk to. You can either go around the counter and talk to her, or you can talk to her over the counter. You have to join the Eden group and enter your name. She gets it wrong the first time, but you have to enter it twice. It doesn't have to be your name, it can be anything you want, as I'll show here. So my name is apparently is Bobo Baba. Well, she got it wrong. And even if I type it wrong, next time she'll get it right. Basically, she couldn't read my writing, is what the case was. She's an Eden group mark that's kind of useless now because we have our @goes. We can go to Eden at any point in time. Or our save point at any point in time up here, sorry. And instructor, she asks, she has more things, but we don't need her now. What we do need is Instructor Boya. So she can give you quests through, do you have equipment? You can read her story, refuse or participate. She wants me to go to the Ghost Cave, which is actually Payon Cave, which is Payon Dungeon. So over here, so we'll use that to go to Dungeons, Payon Dungeon. It's all alphabetical here. So it may not be obvious, but she wants you to talk to an Eden group employee in the Payon Village. Payon Archer Village, apparently. So he's out here. His name is Carl. You would talk to him, and he wants you to kill some skeletons. As you can see here, here, and in your Alt U. It will update live. Now you won't be able to kill skeletons right off the bat because they're actually kind of strong and need a certain amount of hit to hit them, about 220. So zombies can be killed at a lower level, as can porings, but not these ones. These are popo rings. They are green and are different from porings, which you saw in the taming. So I'm gonna let myself die, as you can see. I also can't attack because I'm riding my whatever this is, ostrich. So once I die, I'll be given a menu. ask me where I want to go with myself. So death is actually an achievement. You can die a certain amount of times for more achievements. It asks me if I want to return to the game and have a player revive me, or if I want to go to my last save point. There will also be other options like resurrect when you have a certain item called a token of Siegfried. So I come here and I have 2 HP, technically 1. I had regenerated 1. What do I do now? Fortunately, we have a very good policy here that keeps you from having to go buy items and heal by talking to the healer. Instant heal, instant HP, SP, and buffs gone, or debuffs gone. So I'm gonna go back to there by using my last warp, and now I'm gonna go kill some skeletons. Oh no, there's none here. What do? I can either go find them, or I can use my teleport instantly with Novice Flywings. So I'm gonna attack a skeleton. Oop, I didn't equip my proper ammunition. Better do that quickly. Kill these zombies because they're attacking me first. Make sure you don't die. You can sort of dance around so they don't hit you as much. So now I gain some skill points I can put into these. I want Arrow Shower, but as I can click here, it goes right to Arrow Shower, though it takes 5 points of Double Strafe to use, as you can see via this. And the requirement Double Strafe 5. So I'm going to put more points into that. So now I have both skills able to be used. What I did here was click it says at the max level. I can do a lower level for less SP cost. Double Strafe only takes up 1 monster. But this one here, Arrow Shower, like other skills, can spread over a distance and kill multiple monsters, or do multiple damage to multiple monsters. So I'll try and do that with a bunch of monsters here. Lure them in, move them around, and then target an area. Does less damage than Double Strafe, but it's still good for the fact that it is an area attack. So I'll keep leveling until I change my job. And when I do get my 15 skeletons, I'll go back to Carl, talk to him, he'll give me more kills to do, but I'll see you when I change my job. Okay, so I've leveled enough to get 50 job. As you can see, it won't go any higher, which means I can change my job into the next level. I also got some important NPCs down here. Adoption service for adopting a child, which is basically a new baby from a parent and a couple of parents that are married in the game. Login settings. You can change your auto loot to be on automatically. Turn on the no kills, show buffs, all that kind of stuff right off the bat. There's instance cooldowns. He will not reset it unless you have. You will set the. Yeah, you can set this, but yeah, he tells you what your cooldowns are without using that CD command. Salary Weekly gives you Weeklies quests, which can be done in any account. And there's the storage. As you can see, I'll have to identify my items. They're all grayed out. It can be identified with magnifier or from the capper. It costs money, but I'll identify as many as I can. And then I can either sell them or put them in the storage, or I think I will sell them, because I don't need any axes as a ranger. I can use this package now, then level 50. And I'll talk to the job master once more, change my job. Now here, it says I have not enough space in my inventory, it's over 70%. So I'll go sell some stuff and talk to him again. And Value Out Daily will give me my daily rewards if I meet the requirements, which is 1 hour played constantly, or not constantly, 1 hour played in a day consecutively. So I will sell the toolkit. I will sell the useless ones for me, which are Buster Fang, Orc's Claw, Fang, Decayed Nail, Sticking Mucus. Flywings weigh quite a bit despite being a literal flywing, but I have my novice flywings so I don't need them. Opals, that. I don't need anything because this is just a test character, but you can basically select what you wanted to sell and what you don't. Or you can drop it on the ground for other players. Now, it's not really in a particular order at any point in time, unless you organize it in your inventory. I still don't think it changes it, but... there we go. So that's to make easy Zenny, is just pick up everything. Until you get the ability to not pick up everything by having more Zenny. So Job Master, do I switch classes? Yes. Well, I get a choice now. In order to find out what these do, you're gonna have to ask someone, or you're gonna have to look it up on a database like ratemyserver.net or divine-pride.net. They will tell you a lot about this. I think Rate My Server is personally my favorite, while Divine Pride is more up to date. So I'll use a hunter, so it's easier to level, I know that. And I'm now a hunter, full-fledged hunter. I got more skill points that I can level up and put in. But I can also put into the first one if I wanted to, as I can if I have my third job. So I also can put my skill points, my stat points in still, but I cannot put any stat points above 99 until I hit a rebirth job, which is something I will show you in a second here, but, well, it'll be a second for you. I'm going to actually go to the rebirth, and then I will show you what a third class looks like on a different account. So, one of the things I forgot to mention was the Universal Rental NPC. It's basically used for stuff like the classes like Ranger and Merchant classes. That basically allows you to get a animal or ride like the Picos here, the dragons, or the griffins, or the hawk, or the warg for the ranger type classes, and the carts, as well as mechanic suits. So it's right here, you just have to click it once, and if you have the skill, appropriate skill, it will give you the falcon, or the warg, etc. So now like I promised, I will go and do the rebirth and show you what happens when you do rebirth. You have to be level 99 base, and your job has to be max as well, which is 50 at rebirth level. And all you gotta do is talk to the job master and tell him you want to rebirth. If you don't rebirth, you will miss out. Oh, if I take a falcon off first. If you don't rebirth, you will have to miss your transcendent skills, and you can't equip transcendent gear. So, unless you're creating a baby character, an extended class character, or just don't want to do anything with extended class skills, or the points that you get, I think you may lose some points too for status points, but I'm not sure. But when you change to High Novice, it makes sure by asking you to confirm it, and you automatically lose all of your stat points, but they go give you 100 bonus points because you're now level 1-1. You gotta level up from basic skills as a novice again, all of your first class again, sorry, then your second class again, but you get more skills that time. You get the platinum, the transcendent skills, which would be basically ones that aren't on there already, and from there you can go to your third job at level 99 with a certain base level, or job level. now that I have shown you the rebirthing process, I can show you what a almost full level Ranger looks like, which is the third class for the Archer, one of the third classes. And this is my skill points. I put some extra ones into the first one, just 1 point for a double strafe, because I didn't need all these traps. But you unlock stuff like Windwalk, Sharpshooting, and True Sight when you go into the second tree. As you can see, I didn't have the Falcon or the ones I just mentioned before, nor the Beast Strafing. And I also have my third class skills. There's a whole bunch of third class skills that require stuff like the second class skills, Ankle Snare level 5 for aim bolt, so be aware of that when you are leveling up your skills, that you may have to reset and put your skills into the second tree once more, but in a different way. Now I'll show you the refining, which I have not mentioned yet. It basically takes your weapons and adds a plus to them. I don't think I have anything on me right now, nope, but I will find weapons that I can refine for you. So a mechanic can use the refine skill, weapon refine, to make weapons from a +0, which is basically no plus on it, to up to +10, and from there you have to use a non-player character that can refine for you. Basically, you just use this skill and it will upgrade your weapon. There's a chance of it breaking. When breaking, it completely is destroyed. It is removed from your inventory and cannot be returned to yourself ever. So for example, this is level 4 weapon. So when it hits level 4 plus, it will be able to break. With plus level 3, it goes to 5, and armors is 4. 2 you don't often use, but it goes to 6. 1 you very rarely use, but it goes to 7 without breaking. Some weapons are level 3 and are used, but not as much anymore, unless you're making another weapon out of it. Like I'm doing with the Brionac, I can eventually make that into a Illusion Brionac with a +7, so I'll try and go to 7, but it might break in the process. When you open your refine menu, it will use your refine skill to open the refine menu, allowing you to choose which one you want to upgrade. You can just keep clicking OK if it's on the first one and it's the right one. So now it's +4, that is safe. Now it has a chance to break. As you see, it is broken. Weapon has upgraded Brionac, upgrade has failed, and is removed from my inventory, never to return. So, another way to do it is to go to talk to the NPCs, and they ask you many ways to refine. You can go to the safe limit, but that requires you to have it equipped. How many times you want, that's also needs to be equipped, and you can change your mind, which basically is cancel. Open the refine window will allow you to upgrade for any class using whatever order you want. It'll tell you the chances, it'll have a cost, and it will tell you when it's succeeded or not at the end. I won't do that just because I don't want to save my Zenny, but you can use this way when you hit +10 and not your mechanic, because he can't do it at that point. So one thing I forgot to mention with refining is there are better chances when you use better ores and items that can help it from breaking, but are also consumed in the process. But with these better ores, there is still a chance of breaking after the safe amount, and you can only use it after the safe amount. Basically, it's just a higher chance, but for these numbers, you want to go to your local wiki to find out when to use them, or when you can use them, and for when to use them, you usually use that determined by the cost of the item and how bad you want the upgrade. So, after all that has been said, keep in mind that not all classes are combat worthy, but can be used for combat in certain situations, like the Archbishop and the Soul Reaper. However, there are support classes and support skills for these classes, such as mostly the Archbishop skills, such as increased agility, which can be used on other players. Some of them can only be used on yourself, some of them can be used in a group, and some of them can be used as a teleport or a function skill. Oops, I changed my thing, but yes, there you go. So that has been my take on how to start a new account on RO, and some tips for you, as well as things you can not find out yourself so easily, or can find out yourself so easily. So now that I've said all I can, I encourage you to go play Ragnarok and enjoy yourself doing so. Thank you, and goodbye.